No, but that was where I think that was where we must have been our most typical selves.
We were more typical there than elsewhere. They thought we were typical Americans.
Right.
And the one lady who famously quoted that, she said she could tell by our music and our art that we were
Quite typical
Americans.
Yeah.
Typical. And then we met a man on the elevator who was an Englishman, and he asked us as he was leaving the elevator if we were Americans, and we said yes, and he was like, typical.
Yeah.
And then he got off, and the doors closed, and we all laughed hilariously, and then the doors opened back up, and he was still standing there with us all laughing in the elevator.
Yeah. Same floor.
Same floor. It didn't go anywhere.
No. They had coffee shops in every city we went to, not just Amsterdam, so we didn't even push the elevator button. We just stayed right there where we were.
We just waited, yeah. We found out that through a series of fortunate events.
Yeah, totally.
About that. I thought, when I first was there, that the only coffee shops were in Amsterdam.
Yeah, same here.
That I had no idea that Holland wasn't the whole country either.
Right.
It's just like a province or county or...
Yep.
Here I am again talking about something that I don't know anything about.
No, we never knew anything about anything until afterwards.
Remember when we did a small tour with Yonder Mountain, they made an exception.
Oh, yeah.
Because we had a drummer. They typically didn't take openers with drummers.
And that is the place where I suppose we were least typical in that Billy was not typical.
Right.
He was not typical as a drummer even. He's... No.
And
he had his little box. He played a cigar box with spoons and forks and a couple like, what are those little rigid things? Oh,
yeah.
Right? And a couple like, tight threads on there for boinging. And
that was a very fun memory of that they opened up a part of, now we're talking about something entirely different, which was the Fillmore West in Denver.
Oh, yeah.
And it was New Year's Eve. And they opened up a section of the Fillmore that hadn't been open for many, many years, 30 or 40 years. And they did a tribute to Bob Dylan's song, Maggie's Farm. And they invited all the Snake Oil members and Billy with his Go Box up on stage to play at midnight a version of Maggie's Farm with all of us. We had performed on a boxing rink, and Scramble Campbell painted with us.
In the middle of the whole thing, like under this great blacklight chandelier.
Yeah.
And they set us up our own, it was a wrestling ring or a boxing ring?
Yeah, it was like, and the same kind we were on in Stroud.
Very like we came with our hoods and like...
It was almost
jogged
too bouncy.
Into place.
It's hard to paint when it's on that, because everybody's bouncing that's playing an instrument.
Right, totally.
And when you're trying to paint, it's like...
Right.
Takes some real perseverance.
Yeah.
But yeah,
cool.
Rink Janssen of the European Bluegrass Association was not... He didn't realize we were coming with a drummer.
No. I wonder if that's when he put us at the political debate.
He did. He put us at a debate.
He had all these bluegrass things lined up for us, and then last minute he calls, can you make it out to this place, the City Hall?
Yeah.
During the day.
That's right.
And we showed up at the City Hall during the day, and it was this really stiff, serious political debate where people were not appreciating what each other were saying.
Right.
So it was just clearly like everybody was practicing their politics real hard.
And then at the break they had some snake oil with painters.
Yeah, set break.
Set break.
They had to stop their debate, and we came in and we did a little thing and painted and sang and danced. And
that was so great. And we had two painters.
Yeah, that's right.
And we had Andy, Caroline, George, and Steve.
And Steve, yeah. And two painters.
Four top.
Mm-hmm. We played some jolly music that day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think we cleared the room pretty good, and then they came back in and carried on.
I think we got a dinner out of that, too.
Oh, we did. It was fun to watch the second half of their debate. You know, after we had played and kind of broke through the ice a little bit.
Yeah. It was something else.
Yeah.
I really think it's amazing that he's got two different cameras going at
I know,
once.
I know, me
Later
too.
he can fuse the images. So
Yeah, no, I'm not sure where to look.
we go into
But-
cubes.
Should I move or should I just go over here? You got, I thought like your right eye was going to this camera and your left eye was over on this, like Marty Feldman. Whoa. Binocular independence, where each
Where are they
eye
gonna go?
goes to a separate place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have like anything that you painted in those times, or
Actually, I do
Oh,
have that
my
very
goodness.
painting is right in here by good fortune that I just painted one painting when we were in Europe.
Can we see it?
Yeah. You can come through here.
But then while we were in Europe, we had a series of experiences. Nice.
This is it right here.
Oh,
The Caroleon
I forgot.
Picnic Ride-Through, painted in England and the Netherlands in 1999.
Oh my goodness me. See, it says there, Phil Cheney, 1999. We went there just before the millennium,
And it features Georgie eating his traditional English breakfast.
which has a tomato from a can and an egg.
And then Scary Lion playing the fiddle.
Uh-huh. With the peacocks.
Yeah, the peacocks chased her on a bicycle.
Yep, down here too, peacocks.
In Beckingham. She had to ride so fast.
And then Mr. Phil Cheney himself here, so, in a kind of a self-portrait style.
And this is actually the first of the spoof series, which was inspired by the
Right.
Lion Picnic Ride-Through.
Right, so the Lion Picnic Ride-Through, and then this spoof came, which is the Scary Lion Picnic Ride-Through. Then there was the
The
Three-tiered-
three-tiered John Price what was it?
three-tiered John Price Ski-Doo.
Ski-Doo.
Yeah, totally.
Something. Well, goodbye, Ski-Doo.
Goodbye Ski-Doo with 3 tiers because John Price flew away from us during that European tour.
Yeah, he had to come home for a reunion. He couldn't make it.
So we all each cried a tear.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then there was the Villa Shag waltzing ethereally through.
And that was the concept we got in England and brought home.
Brought home
And,
from England.
In our first cross-country tour ever, where we really took a leap to like be vulnerable and go out across the country and do our thing. And Phil had the most amazing piece that he painted really slowly, so it lasted a long time. It was a great piece it's called the Villa Shag Waltzing Ethereal Through.
And that's part of Spoof Talk also. Which
Yeah,
is,
it's the through set, where somebody comes through a scene
yeah.
and
That features ghosts, and it's got a little bit of a voyeurism theme. But also I did a shrimp and a goat painting for the places where it might not have been appropriate to paint the Villa Shag.
that's right. We could test the water of the room, and if
Yeah.
it wasn't quite Villa Shag material, then
When
you
we
could
were-
do the shrimp and the goat.
Yeah, when we were on Pearl Street, we brought out the shrimp and goat. Because that would not have been appropriate on a public.
But not in Mississippi.
Not in Mississippi. Buffalo chips on the res.
Absolutely, that was really good. That was a cool one where we were booked to play between heavy metal bands. Really and truly, that was our first and last time in Mississippi. And we played between the heavy metal bands. It was really cool, and Phil did the Villa Shag Waltzing Ethereal Through.
I think someone was offended there.
And I'm not sure which part of our scene offended the person. So, at that point,
It's true.
yeah.
With the heavy metal crowd.
Do you have the shag?
It's behind all those pieces right there.
You see the stack here?
Back in there somewhere.
We are stacked deep here, people. Yeah, it's all Phil Cheney and a little bit of, I see some Bob Seven and is there a Woozle? Yeah, Woozle.
Woozle and a Jesus Piece Mountainside.
Yeah. It looks like my house.
You have a similar situation.
Yeah,
A
totally.
similar collection.
So the Villa Shag is deep.
It's so deep. Yeah, it has offended some folks over the years, so I just put it away after a while. But my dad always loved to take people back and show it to them.
I mean, it's a favorite of mine. It's, really, we were pushing the edges back in the year 2000.
Really, I don't think I would do that at this point, but I...
So here's what we need, everybody, to request the Villa Shag, Waltzing Ethereal Through. Down in the comments section, and enough people make that request, Phil's going to have to dig through this, right here, this whole pile of art and pull it out. And we can pull it out and we can do another clip like this where we will all look at the Villa Shag Waltzing Ethereal Through and have no reaction.
That's right.
Flat faces.
This room.
This
and
room
look,
is filled
Eve
with
got
it.
its own. Eve got its own special display. I decorated
know.
Eve for Christmas.
I love this room. Is filled with it.
It's
And
Eve's
so
corner.
here's the lion picnic ride through that we were talking about in the other room.
Oh yeah.
This was before it was a spoof. It was a serious painting, as this one here. The lion picnic and this messenger of the ages, the guy from the universe, he's riding through. And when Phil was painting this, he's a slow painter, so probably 6 shows maybe.
Oh yeah.
Maybe 6 shows. And on that 6th show, Phil Chaney showed up with his top hat on, and by the time the set was over, his top hat was gone. And this was there.
It vanished.
Yeah.
It had to be painted in.
Yeah.
But something really special about the Lion Picnic Ride-Through was it had the honor of being painted during the Is Was Beast recording sessions at the White Room
at the White
Studios
Room.
in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And I actually did get in trouble for whistling
You did.
while I was painting
Nice.
because it was coming in on the mix.
Yeah.
And I had to say no whistling in the open room.
It's a hard
It was
line, learning curve.
It really is. That was my first time ever in a recording
We were
studio.
green.
Yeah. And
Did I whistle? Did I whistle?
You might have whistled, but that was during the Island song. Is
Right.
that? Or
Okay.
no, Larry's Laser song.
Right. Oh, I did
What
whistle.
is the whistling?
No, maybe, was that it? You just whistled at a time when nobody else was whistling?
No one else was whistling. I was just so into it. And I was whistling along and painting.
We were green.
And I think Bill Reynolds came over and tapped me on the shoulder and was like, no whistling.
Yeah, oh, this place is full of it here, man. I'm seeing this is another great piece of tour.
Oh, head face.
Tour lore right here. Head face. Head face is a mannequin that would wear our shirts and our merchandise. And head face flew away at some gig somewhere.
Yeah.
Not
Over
sure
the
where.
rainbow.
Probably had a T-shirt on when he left.
Yeah. Don't stop, it said.
And then you can't quite make it out. It looks a little bit wispy in the background here. Is the wife of Headface, and she's this rainbow disco ball replacement torso that also disappeared.
Disappeared. Gone.
Is the leg in there?
Gone with the wind.
I don't
the
see-
leg.
I
Oh
don't
no!
see the leg.
We should have put the legs in
Oh,
there.
and then we also had a leg that
Now I
was
have to have a new.
yeah.
Wonder where the leg. Oh, the legs are in my hut. I still have the
Oh,
legs.
it's not only a leg. It's right. It's legs.
It's the legs.
yeah.
Duct taped. Totally duct taped.
Oh man.
Now we have the boot.
Yep. The boot is
There's-
all that's left.
There's some serious lore stored
I'm saying.
within these walls
I know, it's so fun
and elsewhere.
just to walk around. Sometimes you just got to walk around and let it remind you.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, the woo.
Yeah, the Woo. And this was painted live at a Snake Oil show. Woozle and Aaron Hunt.
Uh-huh.
And it was
wow.
her first time ever collaborating.
Is this the one that has some corn husk?
Well, it's
From-
now...
Corn husk, but that was Moon.
It was still on there, and it had... Did you make those rooms, or did Moon paint
Moon
it?
did, yeah.
He
So
stuck
this
it right
was a
in
collaboration with Woo, Aaron, and Moon.
That's right. And he was painting... I remember that
I
time
gotta
we
get
were
a
at
picture of that. Send it to him so we can have a good
Yeah, the last
flashback.
remnant.
Remember that?
Mitchell.
Remember that?
Yeah.